Gather around, folks, as I weave a tale that'll send shivers down your spine. A true story from 1987, shared by a dear friend who's asked me to keep his real name hidden. For this retelling, we'll call him Jack, a hardworking family man from Arizona whose life took a dark turn when he moved to New Mexico. This isn't just a story, it's a chilling account of eerie shadows, ghostly whispers, and a vengeful spirit that drove a family to the edge. So, dim the lights, settle in, and let's step into the haunting world of Jack's nightmare. It's 1987, and Jack, a proud employee of the government railway department, gets transferred from Arizona to New Mexico. Back home, his wife and 2 young sons, 4-year-old Sonny and his 2-year-old brother, are waiting for him. Tired of living apart, Jack decides it's time to bring his family to New Mexico. Not only would it make daily life easier, but Sonny could start school in one of New Mexico's fine institutions. With hope in his heart, Jack begins his search for a place to call home. After some hunting, he finds a small, affordable room near his workplace. The price is low, and the location is perfect, right near his sister's house, just a lane away. The landlord, an elderly man, demands 2 months' rent up front. Jack, practical and eager to settle his family, pays without a second thought. His sister, however, warns him. "Jack," she says, her voice heavy with concern, "I've heard strange things about that place. Find somewhere else." But Jack, focused on affordability and proximity, brushes her off. If only he'd listened. Let's paint the scene of this house, because its layout is key to the terror that unfolds. You enter through a boundary wall into a large open courtyard, dotted with 3 or 4 charpoys, traditional woven beds, under the shade of towering jamun and mango trees. To the left, there's a quarter where the landlord and his wife live. To the right, a locked room belongs to their son, who works in the UK, and rarely visits. A staircase leads to a long corridor upstairs, where 2 rooms sit. One locked, the other rented by Jack. There's no separate kitchen or bathroom. Jack's family sets up a gas stove in one corner of their room, and the bathroom is downstairs, near the landlord's quarter. Oh, and one more detail. The upstairs room has a window overlooking a narrow lane behind the house, with a table and chair left by previous tenants. Keep that window in mind. It's about to become important. In February 1987, Jack's family arrives from Arizona. The mild New Mexico winter greets them, and the elderly landlord and his wife seem pleased to have company. Their son only visits every few years, so the house feels alive again with the laughter of Sonny and his little brother. But something's off. From the moment they settle in, Sonny's mother feels uneasy, like a weight pressing on her chest. She's sensitive to energies, you see. Some people just know when a place isn't right. She blames it on the stress of the move and tries to shake it off. Jack takes a few days off to help his family settle, but on the 5th day, duty calls. He heads to New York for railway paperwork, telling his wife he'll be back late, maybe 10 or 11 p.m. alone with the kids. She decides to visit her sister-in-law, Jack's sister, who lives nearby. They spend a pleasant day there, but by 7 p.m., it's time to head back to cook dinner. She sets up her gas stove near the room's open door, a curtain swaying gently in the evening breeze. A small bulb casts dim light on the corridor wall opposite. As she cooks, seated on a low stool, she notices a shadow flicker across the curtain, like someone walking past. Her heart skips a beat. She steps outside, but the corridor is empty. The locked room next door is still sealed. Maybe Jack came back for something, she thinks, though there were no phones to call and check. Shrugging it off, she returns to her cooking. An hour and a half later, Jack arrives, exhausted. When she asks why he came upstairs earlier, he's baffled. He's only just returned from New York. She tells him about the shadow, but he laughs it off as her imagination. That night, they eat and go to bed, but Sonny's mother can't sleep. She swears she hears slow, deliberate footsteps pacing the corridor all night long. Somehow, she endures until morning. The next morning, Jack heads to work, leaving his wife to manage the kids. While washing clothes downstairs near the bathroom, she tells Sonny to watch his sleeping brother. Moments later, Sunny comes tearing down the stairs, screaming. She finds him trembling, tears streaming down his face as he gasps, "Someone's sitting with brother upstairs." Her blood runs cold. In their Arizona village, she used to scare the boys into behaving by mentioning the how, a ghost-like figure that took naughty kids. Now, hearing Sunny's words, her worst fears bubble up. She races upstairs to find her 2-year-old sitting on the bed, giggling and staring at nothing, as if someone's entertaining him. Heart pounding, she grabs both boys and storms downstairs, confronting the landlord's wife, who's lounging on a charpoy. "Is someone upstairs? What's wrong with this house?" she demands. The old woman hesitates, then brushes it off. Probably just a cat. Unconvinced, Sunny's mother refuses to stay in the room. She finishes her chores, gathers the kids, and heads back to her sister-in-law's house, vowing not to return until Jack is home. At her sister-in-law's, the truth comes out. "I told Jack not to take that room," she says. "No tenant stays long. That's why the rent's so cheap." The house has a dark reputation, and now Sunny's mother knows why. That evening, Jack returns to find the house locked. He picks up his family from his sister's, and they reluctantly head back. The unease lingers. That afternoon, after lunch, the boys nap, and Sunny's mother, exhausted, lies down beside them around 4 p.m., pulling a blanket over herself in the chilly air. 2 hours later, she feels the blanket being tugged, slowly, deliberately. Bolting upright, she checks the corridor. Empty. Just a dream, she tells herself, but her hands are shaking. As dusk falls, she's cooking dinner near the door when a loud knock comes from the window, the one overlooking the lane. Her heart races. She starts toward it, then freezes. They're on the first floor. No one could be knocking from the lane below. Before she can move, a guttural, angry growl echoes from the window. She screams, grabs the kids, and flees downstairs. The landlord and his wife rush out, alarmed. She explains, but they ask where the kids are. Realizing they're still upstairs, they all race back. Sunny is on the bed, sobbing. "Mummy, the how is here. It'll take us." The landlords exchange a glance and quickly retreat. Furious, Sunny's mother demands answers, but they insist it's just a cat. She's done. Taking her boys, she returns to her sister-in-law's, refusing to spend another minute in that house. When Jack gets home and finds the house locked, he heads to his sister's, where his wife, livid, tells him they can't stay. She recounts the shadow, the blanket, the growl. Jack, mindful of the advance rent, convinces her to stay 1 more month to recover some money while they search for a new place. Reluctantly, she agrees. The next day, a Sunday, Jack stays home. While he bathes downstairs, Sunny's mother cooks breakfast, her back to the boys on the bed. Suddenly, Sunny screams, tumbling off the bed. "Mummy, the how pushed me," he cries. As she comforts him, a woman's voice whispers in her ear, cold and venomous, "Leave this place, or I'll kill you all." Panicking, she grabs Sunny and runs downstairs, tripping on the stairs. Sunny's head hits the ground, a small cut bleeding. Jack, hearing the chaos, rushes up, scolding her for not watching the kids. She tries to explain, but he dismisses it. Seeing her distress, though, he softens. They agree to start looking for a new place immediately. That evening, they're invited to dinner at Sunny's aunt's. Jack stays behind to write a letter to his parents, sitting at the table by the window. Moments after starting, a knock sounds on the glass. Thinking it's a thief, he grabs a stick, bangs on the window, and shouts, "Get lost, or I'll call the police." The knocking stops. He draws the curtain to let the room's light scare off any intruder. But then, a heavy presence fills the air, like eyes boring into him. Lifting the curtain, he freezes. A girl floats outside the window, her eyes glowing, hair veiling her face, her expression pure malice. "Do you want to leave alive?" she hisses. "Get out, or I'll kill you all." Jack bolts, locks the room, and sprints to his sister's house, mumbling about being bored when his wife asks why he came. The next morning, Jack storms to the landlord, demanding to vacate immediately. His wife is stunned by his sudden resolve, but he cites her discomfort, keeping the ghostly encounter to himself. After a heated argument, the landlord agrees to return the security deposit and 1 month's rent. Jack and his family pack up, move to his sister's, and find a new room within days. Later, Jack confides in his wife about the girl at the window. They consult Sonny's aunt's husband, who digs into the house's history. The truth is chilling. The landlord's daughter, just 22 or 23, had lived in the locked upstairs room. She fell in love, but her parents forbade her marriage. Heartbroken, she took her own life in that room. Her parents, consumed by pride, didn't perform her last rites properly. Her restless spirit now haunts the house, tormenting tenants. Locals also share another tragedy. Months after her death, a family moved in. Their son, while flying a kite on the roof, fell over the railing, claiming someone pushed him. His injuries were fatal. This is the bone-chilling tale of Jack's family and the house that harbored a vengeful spirit. Jack, sadly, is no longer with us, and I dedicate this story to his memory. If you've experienced something just as eerie, share your story with us. Until next time, stay safe, and maybe check the history of your next rental.